exit strategy. So there's two very clear exit strategy for Meyer Blue. Number one, URA master plan. Number two, en bloc insight. So as you can see from this image, our PM Wong has announced the entire Southern Coastlines master plan. So let's take a look further. Heng Swee Keat, our DY Prime Ministers, mentioned for our East Coast residents, we also have a plan for the East Coast. So there'll be a new 18-kilometer greenway. Okay, what does that mean? It means additional recreational facilities for the residents within East Coast area. And of course, there are more other transformation within the area. For those who wanted to know more, you can go to the website, publish data to read for more details. This is the Long Island plan, adding around 20 click of a new coastal and reservoir park for residents to enjoy. 7 East Coast TEL stations to open. In fact, it's already open. And making the whole connectivity very convenient. On Park MRT station, the whole cost of the contract is up to 948 million, comprising not just Katong Park, but also Marine Terrace Station. You realize that all this mega infrastructure would cost government a lot of money. And when I pump into the area, the whole land area become more valuable. Another nearby station is Tanjong Katong Station, which is costing the government an investment of 145.6 million, making the surrounding land along that Meyer Road stretch even more connected and also more valuable. So in gist, the whole continuous 120 Long Island Transformational Plan, Marina Bay Kallang Basin Plan, as well as the Greater Southern Waterfront. This 120-kilometer coastline in the Singapore southern part will stretch from Pasir Panjang to Tanah Merah Ferry Terminal. Meyer Blue is really inspired by this particular site, and UOL is committed to build another unique limited edition product based on this site, leverage on the perfect brew of this 3 master plan. And let's take a look at case study. Does it really lift prices? So we take a look at the transformation effect case study in the East. So looking at the master plan in 2003 and 2014, what changes? The changes, as you can see from this cursor here, are all the white sites, the commercials. As you can see, there is a difference for the train eye, as well as some updated change to become a reserve site. Transformation lift prices. So from the master plan 2023 to master plan 2014, it lifted prices. From master plan 2014 to master plan 2019, it lifted prices. So based on case study, it shows that so long we have the confidence that the government, when they plan for certain thing and they really indeed fulfill their promise to complete what has been planned for the particular area, it will lift prices. So in the context of Meyer Blue, it also means with this master plan in place, it will lift prices over time as a very clear exit plan number 1. There's another exit plan number 2 for Meyer Blue. If you were to enter at this pricing, what would be this exit plan number 2? We'll start off with this article to gather insight. As you can see, this article is on the 20th May 2024, and this analyst, Anne Lim, she said, hard landing ahead for Singapore residential collective sales market. Indeed, the market is very challenging, especially for developers who want to buy an en bloc, because there are many factors and the risk is high. They would rather go to the government GLS, which is less risky and more straightforward for the developer to buy the site directly from the government. So what does that mean? It means in the short term, like 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, it is very hard that we'll be able to see en bloc. So what does that mean? It means it only adds this particular freehold masterpiece, Meyer Blue, even more scarce. When it is even more scarce, the preservation of value would naturally be there because of demand and supply. Let's say in the next 5 years, longer term period, 5, 7, or even 10 years, when a market turns back, there's really become a better market sentiment for en bloc to happen. Let's look at the rate. The Etra, it is 28-year-old. Hawaii Tower is 40-year-old. The Sovereign is 31-year-old. And the Makina, 26-year-old. The Peach Garden is 49-year-old as at now. So if you fast forward more than 5 years from now, all these 5 developments would have been 30-year-old or more. So the green color, what is the green color? Okay, let's take a look at the green color. The Sovereign has very large unit size. So replacement home is an issue, especially when you want to try to persuade the owner to en bloc. How about the Makina? Makina has many units, and the owners, many units in the very developments, Makina, total 504 units, also means it's pretty hard to get 80% consent for en bloc. Let's look deeper on the red color. The Etra, Hawaii Tower, and Peach Garden. For these 3 projects in the market, developer has tried collective sales, but unable to achieve the required 80%. To see all the owners agreed upon a good price to sell to the developer. So in short, in gist, it is very challenging, okay, to get all these en bloc. So let's assume you are the owners of these 3 developments, say Hawaii Tower, the Sovereign, and Peach Garden, which are more than 30 years as at now. You have to answer this truthfully to gain very deep insight. Will you factor in the URA transformational plan in your pricing if you decided to sell to the developer as a collective sales? Question number 2, by then, 5 years forward or more, Meyer Blue, this masterpiece would have already fully sold. Would you factor in Meyer Blue pricing as the owner of the old developments? Number 3, you know that government no longer releases freehold land. Would you also factor in this scarcity effect into your pricing? And number 4, knowing that later part, the replacement cost is going to be high, would you also factor in the replacement cost? So in all, if you factor in above all variables, what type of en bloc price would the developer had to pay in the longer term, say 5 years from now? They would have to pay a record market price for future en bloc when it happens, say, 5 years onward, and when the market sentiment become better. So what does that mean? It means a potential exit plan 2 in the longer term for Meyer Blue owner. So in short, there are 2 exit plans. The master plan that is already in place as an exit plan number 1. And number 2, gaining the insight from this en bloc, we know this would be the potentially exit plan number 2. And I hope today's short sharing to all of you here would be useful.